We are back in the ladies' room. You know, this is the place where group therapy meets group chat. So you probably want to have your face in the place. I'm your girl, Genesis Blue.
And I'm Michelle, and I'm ready to get into it.
Hey, all right, all right. We're back at it again. This is what, our fourth time now?
Yep, fourth
I think we're
time.
starting to get the hang of it or whatnot. So we're gonna keep doing what we do. I'm loving these topics. So the world just gives us so many topics, Jesus.
Every week.
Okay, it's not even hard. So let's get into it because it's a bunch of hot topics, but then I want to move on to, the topic of the day. Let's just do the rundown of what's happening in the political arena. I'm still calling it wins. We've been having wins, in the past couple weeks. I've been like, man, we've had some wins. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the next win is that the federal judge said that Letitia James and James Comey, wait, they both have James. I just realized that their cases had to be dropped.
Saw that.
This is a big freaking deal because, of course, whatever Trump did and appointed whoever, they did not do so legally. They do whatever they want. And thank God some people still hold the law to a high regard. So those cases, as of now, have been thrown out. They may try to follow up and do it again. I think they should leave it alone. But obviously, they love to talk about witch hunts. This was the witch hunt. This was the actual witch hunt. But
I love
yeah,
James.
it's nice to see the loss. Yeah, you
Yes,
do. You do.
yes, I do.
She's been
I just
pretty
think
good.
she's the brave. It's hard. It's hard in the political
It's
world. And James
the
Comey also, like, he was
it's the
literally doing his
hardest.
job.
Everybody just trying to do their job. Exactly. And they don't
That's
want to
it.
be punished for that, right? Shout out to them for standing 10 toes. They did not show any fear. At least she did not.
Mhm.
She didn't show any fear. She was like, hey, if you want to get it, let's do it.
Yeah.
She was ready for the fight. But yes, so that is one win.
Mhm.
Another thing that people may call a win this week is your girl Marjorie Taylor Greene has said that she's going to step down, to resign from Congress this next year. So in January, she said, I don't want to do it anymore. Get somebody else to do it,
Yeah.
right? But of course there's mixed messages about why we think she did that. What do you think?
Well, who knew she was that fragile?
Ooh,
Like, she's so fragile.
shots fired.
She felt like she had the power on her side. She was very outspoken and very strong and very bullying to people. And
You
she
think
was
the
a
heat
huge,
got to her?
yeah, 1 week? 1 week. You had 1 week of heat. How? I'm not understanding. I'm
So
not
you think
understanding.
so you think the heat got to her? Some people
Yeah,
think she's,
absolutely.
of course, trying to avoid something, because I'm
That's
sure Trump is gonna be coming for her. And then some people think it's because she
fine.
has other plans, like she's trying to position herself as maybe moderate or something like that, so that maybe she can make a run for something else.
So she did dispel the run for president. I saw that on something. She did dispel that.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know what the plans are. It does seem odd that
It's
she
very
would
odd.
be that fragile. So it does make more sense that maybe she has another like agenda in mind.
That girl say she fragile.
She's fragile because you've had 1 week.
Fragility.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know because I don't follow her that much until,
yeah,
of course, my girl Jasmine Crockett
yes,
ate her up. But yeah, you and several other people think she's soft and she couldn't
yeah.
take the heat, and
That's
she's like,
wild.
man, this is not too much for me. And then she left. Fair enough. That's fine. We
I'm sure
don't
the
actually
Democrats
care.
haven't
Yeah.
helped.
We don't actually care, right?
No, we're
And
good.
then the last thing is that, and this is fresh off the press, we don't know if it's true, there is talks about Kash Patel
I saw
possibly
that.
being removed from office. Who knows?
I
They
saw
said
that.
it's not
I
true.
mean,
What do you think?
listen, the first administration had a lot of comings and goings of offices, so it would not
Hmm.
surprise me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you're
I
right.
yeah, I mean, this I think is par for the course with this
Mm-hmm.
administration.
Mm,
That if you're
mm,
not
mm, mm.
benefiting, you're out. And I don't know, I don't know what all he's done or hasn't done, but I don't know if people really take him seriously. So
I literally don't take that mess. He literally looked like a deer in hell. Like he don't look like he have any clue of what's happening. I
I don't really think
still,
anything really. I
girl,
don't know.
when we look back in history at how these people got appointed and their actual background compared to what the job requires, we're gonna be like, how did America eat if it survives?
Yeah,
How we're gonna have to study how it survived because this is
yeah. With
nothing but
this loss, I think we'll be okay.
you.
We'll be fine. It's okay.
We'll be fine. So,
We'll be fine.
okay, lots of twists and turns in the Republican telenovela. And so
Yeah.
we'll see where it goes next week, girl. Every week is something new. So whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. More happening in culture though. Did you see the mom and the kids who got jumped by the
This,
middle schoolers?
I think were they middle school or elementary? They
They were
looked big,
really they
but
were really freaking young. It could have been
I,
elementary
I
school.
think well, from what I read, it was elementary, but they did look like middle schoolers, so middle schoolers makes more sense.
Or maybe a mixture. Who knows, girl?
I was
Mm-hmm.
so heartbroken. One, that they would do that, period.
Mm-hmm.
But two, that this, I don't know if it was, did she have a son or a daughter? Whoever her kid was, because they had their hoodie on, so I couldn't
The
tell if it
little
was.
boy was the one being bullied. That was her son.
Okay. And he was protecting his mom. So
Mm-hmm.
watching that and then watching her not being able to protect him
Mm.
when they grabbed him, I just, as a mother, I felt so sick to I felt sick to my stomach that they were jumping her, one. But her inability to protect her child with among these like thugs, because that's exactly what that was.
Yeah.
It's so disgusting.
Mm.
And I don't like calling people that, but when you jump a pregnant woman,
She was pregnant.
what is happening right
That's
now?
what throw me off, and I don't understand why heads are not already rolling. Like that's a pregnant
Yes.
woman. That's a that's a felony for
Yes.
sure. That's a
That's
felony for
awful.
sure. She was on the
Awful.
ground, so they hurt
She
her.
was
They
on the
hit her.
ground and they were
Oh
hitting
my
her and
god.
kicking her, and her baby was on the ground. And
Mm-hmm.
to think, and the first thing I thought about was, as a mother, not being able to protect your child when that is
Mm-hmm.
happening, and what that has to feel like when your child is hurt because you couldn't protect them. Like, that's the first
Yeah.
thing that I thought of. And then the second thing I thought of was, what kind of savagery do you need to have to go after a woman that's to go after anybody, period? Like, what
Mm-hmm.
is happening? But this woman is pregnant.
I think, yeah, that was the next question
No.
is what's wrong with us? And that's as a society, like, what's wrong with us? What's going on where our children think that that's okay to do? What might
Yeah.
be happening? I always go back to the lack of empathy, the desensitization, right? They used to just blame video games. We can't do that anymore because it's
Yeah.
clearly not,
No.
kids are not playing video games as much as
No,
they're
no.
just on the
Unless you're
internet,
a gamer, and
right? Yeah,
that's not doing
yeah.
anything. But the other thing is, and I don't know if you saw like the videos of the mothers then going viral saying, "My son did this" or "My daughter did this," and I honestly don't know how I feel about that either, because I'm like, is
Mm-hmm.
that genuine?
Is
Because,
it?
and
Mm-hmm.
we can't control what our kids do, right? So I get
No.
that we can't always, and they get caught up. It was like, what is it called when like it's like a you
Hmm.
all gang together, and then there's like this mentality, almost like an
Group think. It's
yeah,
group
yeah,
think.
right,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
right. And
That's
so then
exactly
you
what happened. The
all go
mom
after them.
mentality. Uh-huh.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it's
That's
a
exactly
mob
what happened.
mentality.
And one kid does it, and then I'm from Greens Point in Houston, Texas. So I saw my share of fights, and that's exactly how
Yeah,
it would be. I remember being in elementary school, and they was like, "Oh, this girl wants to fight you," and they literally like coached me through how to fight. Because
yeah,
obviously, me as a nerd, I'm not trying to fight nobody. She gonna fight you, so y'all have to be in the hallway at this time. And they went and got me, and they was like, "And you need to come to the hallway, and she's gonna get in your face, and then you're gonna." Like they literally was like, "This
yeah,
is what has to happen." So you don't even realize, like, oh, I can just say no and walk
yeah.
away.
I mean, and the mom's going viral, apologizing. Go to her. We don't need to hear it. Like, she needs to
It's the
hear it.
truth. It's the truth. That's why you say, "Is it even
Is
genuine?"
it
Yeah,
real? Is it
yeah.
genuine or authentic?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to see that. I think it's savagery that your child did that,
Yeah, we got
and you
some
should
work
be
to
getting
do.
him help. Absolutely.
Yeah, we got some work to do with this, with the world, with this culture that we're in. But I still don't get it. I still don't get it, but only to know that I've seen it myself. And it's the group think, it's the excitement, it's the focusing on other people's problems and not yours. It's all of
Hmm.
that. It's so many layers to this. It's environment, it's nature,
Yeah.
nurture, right? It's
Hmm.
nature and nurture. And
Absolutely.
so, yeah, I think. we got a ways to go with that as well. We got a lot of work to do, but
Yeah, my
highly,
feelings
highly
are so
disturbing.
hurt.
I hope that there are severe consequences, not just
Same.
because I want to see children get in trouble, but we literally have to have
You gotta
accountability or
stop
the
it.
stuff will keep happening. Right, right.
Exactly.
We have to. Are
Well,
you one of those people that think the parents should be held accountable as well?
I think that the parents should be held accountable to make sure that they're getting their kids some help, right? Like I
Okay, I
think
like that.
that,
I like
right?
that.
Because at this age, honestly, it is savagery. I do believe that.
Mm.
However, I also believe that why is that normal for kids to do that? Why does
That's
that
what
feel
I'm
normal?
saying.
Right?
Right.
Like
Nature
what
and
environment
nurture.
are they
What's
growing
happening in
up
your
in?
environment? Correct.
So
That's
I
the first thing I would do is unpack
absolutely,
what's happening in your environment that's normal to you.
yeah,
Is normal to you. It
yeah,
doesn't disturb you immediately. That's exactly right. So we'll
yeah.
stay tuned. I haven't heard any arrests or anything yet, so
No,
I want to keep up with this story for sure.
yes, let's do that for sure.
In lighter news, this one's funny to me. It's just so silly. People are so ridiculous. So, did you hear about the Campbell soup fiasco?
No, I
Oh,
did not.
good.
Tell
Good.
me.
Let me tell you about it. Great. So,
Mm,
apparently there was a leaked recording of a executive for Campbell Soup, the actual person who works at Campbell Soup
okay.
as an executive.
Oh wait, I think I heard this. But keep
Okay.
going.
He can be heard on a recording saying, "We have shit for fucking poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's not healthy now that I know what's in it. It's bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer." But the most important part is here is like this shit is for poor people.
First of all,
First of all,
Campbell's chicken noodle soup is like my favorite ever.
oh God, you gotta stop eating it now, bro.
I've not eaten that in so long,
Oh
but I
God,
used to love it so much.
really?
Yes. And so
It was
like
always
when
like too salty for me,
it's
bro. It's like
very
so
salty. I always
salty.
got the low sodium, but what does that mean in Campbell's soup world?
Bless your heart. So this one is hurtful to you. It hit
That's
your heart.
hurtful, yes, because I feel like I grew up on that. Like now, my
He
chicken
said
noodle
that's
soup
poor
is
people
better.
shit.
And I was probably poor growing up. So you might be right. It's like what, 129 a can?
You
Now I
gotta
know
stop.
better. But
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I grew up on that. That's kind of sad. And if
Yeah.
you feel
Yeah.
that way, why aren't you doing something to make it healthier?
It is sad because that used to be the thing that was like, if you don't feel good, eat some Campbell soup, like you said,
Yes.
super cheap. Lord have mercy. Well, people have admitted basically indirectly
Yikes.
that it is bioengineered. The
Oh,
stuff is not real, so don't give that to your
no.
children, people. Don't give
Yeah.
it to your children. Don't give it to
It's so
yourselves.
messed up.
We must now move on from Campbell soup. So 6 months from now, they're gonna be like, now with real meat. And they're gonna try to convince people like you to come back around, Michelle. Don't fall for it, girl.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Actually, my soup is like Panera. I love Panera's chicken noodle
Fair
soup
enough.
or
Fair enough.
homemade.
I do love that. I
Chick-fil-A has a
do
good
love that.
chicken noodle soup.
I do love that. I do love that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, shout out to that guy for telling the
Outing
truth
themselves.
indirectly and not purposely, but we appreciate you so much. We will never ever eat that again. I didn't eat it
Ever.
anyway, but I will never ever eat that again. Thanks so much. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Now, I'm giving you an assignment for next week so we can
Okay.
talk about it next week because I want to talk about it. Jordan Peele is releasing or has released a documentary on the Black Cowboy, and it is called The High Horse,
Okay.
and it's about how they're trying to erase the history of the Black Cowboy, which even the phrase comes from how they were treating Black people at the time. So
Mm-hmm.
I want us to watch that, maybe even a watch party like you talked about.
Okay.
But let's watch
Yeah.
that so we can discuss. I think that's going to be cool. But shout out to Jordan Peele for doing that. I believe Tina Knowles is in there or something, has
Okay.
something to do with it as well. Let's put that on our list of
Okay.
things to watch so we can chat because I definitely want to talk about it and promote it because I think it's
Yeah.
super dope. I love Black Cowboys. I've been in Texas all my life. And so it's a really cool thing to talk
Yeah.
about. So yeah, check that out when you get a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that for sure.
But
Yeah.
that's gonna be it for the group chat today. So we'll be right back. You're in the ladies' room. And we're back, people. So we did the group chat, and now let's do some group therapy, right? But
Yes.
first, always first, da, 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 I want us to speak about the unserious people of the week. I have my nominees. I hope you do as
Yeah,
well.
I do. I have one, but I think it's a
You
good one.
got one. Okay, we'll bounce back and forth. I'll start with one first. The rapper Juelz Santana, who you should know because you're East
Yes.
Coast, from
Yes.
the Diplomats, very popular group back in the day, was on a podcast. And I think he was trying to talk about pushing kids towards understanding finance and being
Hmm.
entrepreneurs. Oh, that's all fine and dandy. But then
Uh,
the other guy, who's very aware, was like, well, the kids can't even read, bruh. And then this fool said, they don't need to learn how to read. They need to know how to count and learn how to invest. And I'm just trying to understand how you going to learn how to invest if you can't read. I'm just trying to
what?
understand it. Help me understand, like I'm three. Break it
I
down.
have no explanation. He doesn't even have an explanation for that.
Joel Santana, honey, that is very unserious. You
Yes.
have to read. Remember
Yes.
that commercial back in the day? They was like, even a singer has to learn to read so they can read their lyrics. I
Yes.
don't know if you remember that. I randomly
No.
remember that. You can't do nothing if you can't read. Like,
No. Facts.
my best friend, we're talking about friendship today. My best friend is an English teacher, and she doubles and triples down on the fact that the greatest issue in America is literacy. Because if you can't read, you can't comprehend. If you can't
Absolutely.
comprehend, you can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
you
so
can't.
on and so forth. So all these other things that we're trying to talk about don't even matter if you don't even understand because you can't
Yeah,
read, because you
you
can't
can't.
comprehend. Like, and so cut it out. That was like the dumbest bro. I know they be looking for sound bites or whatever, but
Yeah.
god dang, it just be stupid. So that's my number one. Okay, what you
Okay.
got?
My number one is definitely Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh,
100%
tell me more.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. Girl. And when I say the fragility of it all,
Hello.
if I tell you, I have watched her bully Parkland survivors. Remember Parkland, the school in Florida? And she was bullying one of the survivors. I think one of them was trying to talk to her
Yeah.
and had turned around, and Marjorie Taylor kicked him in the back of the leg. Do you remember
That's
that?
what that was about.
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And I believe that was either a Parkland
So she need
survivor
her
or
ass
someone
whooped.
asking her
Fine.
about it. Yes. And now you have 1 week of being bullied, 1 week, and you can't
Yeah.
handle it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
But yeah,
yeah.
you are
It's
very
very
unserious.
unserious.
Like
It's
nobody
very
is listening
unserious.
to
So
you.
it
And
is.
please do not show back up in Congress or anywhere else because we're
Well,
good
that's
on
what
it.
I'm saying. I think, listen, they always three steps ahead with their shenanigans. So she's plotting something. Please believe me. Whether that's she wants to get into podcasting or a TV show, or she
Yeah,
wants to be on a news station, or she wants to be the mayor of her city. She doing
yeah,
something. Trust and
yeah.
believe
We're
she's
good.
doing something. But that is very unserious because, like, don't dish it if you can't take it, baby girl.
Exactly.
Like, don't dish it if you can't take it. It's one of those things. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's so unserious.
You're a whole
So
congresswoman. A whole congresswoman.
yeah, like come on, bruh.
Mhm.
Okay, number three,
Okay.
and we'll vote after this.
Okay.
Portia, the famous and finest of frog hair. Portia Williams, Real
Portia.
Housewives of Atlanta, got on the plane. Granted, I get it. She probably was annoying. I'm gonna give the lady that. Got on the plane, probably in first class, being hoity toity with her hoity toity self. I
Yes.
guess either the plane was going to take off or had to, whatever. She's got her phone loud playing. That is super annoying. Just a
It is.
sidebar. Do
I
not
hate
do that.
that.
That is so
It's
like
so rude.
annoying.
Nobody needs
This,
to hear your phone.
bruh,
You have
bruh.
head like nobody wants to hear that.
Yes. But in true Karen fashion, there's the line, and then they always have to be here with the line.
Yeah,
They can't just be at the
correct.
line. They just can't be like,
They
excuse
gotta
me,
go
that's
over
kind
the
of
line.
loud. Can you help me out and turn that down? They have to
You
go
know?
way have to go way past the line, my G. And so this lady commences to getting into it with Portia. First of all, she was rude. So you're not gonna get your way, especially not with no black woman when you being
Yeah,
spicy. Let's
right.
let's get into that. And she knew that.
Especially you start
She
off spicy. You
she
didn't
knew
start
that.
off nice.
She was like, so
Yeah.
you really gonna let me, you really gonna make me sit there and listen to that this whole that's the energy she came with. I don't know in her brain how she thought that was gonna go. In your brain. The
I
little
didn't
that you may
think that
know
was
around
gonna go.
black people. Maybe she not been around the little that you know about black people. Did you really think that was gonna fly? So anyway, they
Right.
get into an exchange. Somehow the lady ends up lying on her, saying that she assaulted her. Obviously, she didn't assault the lady. Obviously, she
Right.
didn't need
Because
to
there were
assault the
witnesses that
lady.
were like, no, ma'am.
The witnesses came and said that is out. They felt so compelled
Sorry for
to let them know
yeah.
that girl did not even touch that lady at all. It's very unserious. At this day and age, you've seen people go viral for being Karens and you still being a Karen. Let's start
Yes.
there. Then you lying on people with very serious offenses that can get her put off any airline for that
Yeah.
matter. You can get put on a no-fly list. You playing with people's lives
Yeah.
over you didn't like her stuff being too loud.
Yeah.
What is wrong? Things wrong.
I don't know. I don't know if it was like entitlement or, I
Ding ding
feel
ding
like
ding
people are very
ding.
emboldened, right?
It's a
Like
time.
it's the entitlement of it all. Like it's okay
Yes,
to be like, and
that
I don't
bothers me.
get
Yeah,
either. I don't know if I would be like, can you turn that down? Like I don't know what I would do. I probably would just turn out my headphones or something. I probably would just be like, whatever. But it
just a
is
word
annoying.
to the wise: always make the staff do it. That's what they're there
Yes.
for. So all you got to do is go be like, act like you go into the restroom. Excuse me, this
Just-
lady will not do that, because that is a
Yes.
rule. That is a
Love
rule.
that.
You're not supposed to have it. But I
No.
suppose I'm gonna assume that when the plane was taking off, she was gonna turn it off. But she probably, you know how people are just scrolling before the plane takes off.
Yes.
That's what I imagine happened.
Girl, my
But yeah, all
mom
you
does
gotta do,
it. And I'm always like,
yeah.
I'm literally watching a show. What are you doing? I can hear that. Or we'll be in a restaurant and my mom will
Teenagers are
do it. I'll be
bad at
like,
that
Mom, turn
too.
it down.
Yes. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I was like, is it my neurodivergence? Because if I'm in the car and you in the back seat playing your video on loud, I want to reach across the back seat and knock you out.
Right.
It makes me crazy. I don't
Right.
know why, but it makes me crazy. Yeah. Either way, I'm not going to smack you. I'm not going to cuss you out. Hey, lady, just in the future, just snitch. Just go
Yeah.
tell it. Just go
It's
tell it. Because you're not really about it
fine.
either. You're not about it. You're not about to fight. So let's go. So
Exactly.
that was extremely unserious. So we
Yeah.
have Joel Santana. That reading is not fundamental.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have Marjorie Taylor King.
She's been on our podcast twice
I
now.
was like, she keeps winning it. And then we have the Karen who lied on Portia. Who is the worst of the week, man? This is a
Jewels.
tough one.
I would say
Oh, you gonna
Jewels.
give it to
Yeah, I think Jewels. I mean, I think in this time of life that we're in right now, where Department of Education is closing,
the
things
last
like
thing you
that
need to be?
happening.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's the most fitting for me. I think that would be
The
mine.
last thing we need to be doing is telling the children not to read.
Not to read.
Yes.
What are we
You're
doing?
who it's hard for me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him too. Cause I was just like, let me rewind this. And I watched it
I
three
didn't. I didn't just
times.
hear that. I didn't hear
And he
that.
was dead serious. You need to read, you need to learn. It wasn't even that he said they don't need to learn how to read. That's fine. Say people don't need to read. But to follow it up with they need to invest. And I'm just trying to, how do you understand how to invest if you don't understand it?
What are you investing in? Do you know? Do you know anything about it? Have you
You have
researched
to
it?
read about the
What?
things you're investing in. Does he
Exactly.
want us to just do word of mouth? Because you can't trust everybody, you know.
Right.
So, Joelle, sit down, come to the front of the class, and then sit down
Come to the
and shut
front
up. Shut up. That is
and
so
read your book.
unserious.
How about that?
And read your book silently. Don't be. He probably the one that be with his finger and mouthing the words, girl, girl,
Clearly, since you don't
girl.
realize the importance of it.
Just extremely unserious. Okay, fine.
Wow.
I'm gonna pause here.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get to our group therapy for today. You know, it's the week of Thanksgiving, obviously. And I like to have Friendsgiving, and I know a lot of people have Friendsgiving, and it's getting more and more popular. And I love Friendsgiving
Yeah.
so much because,
Same.
one, everybody doesn't have a family to go to, you know, for Thanksgiving. So the Friendsgiving is such a dope idea, and it's fun, it's good times. So I really love that that's something that we do culturally, but it also makes me think about just the topic of friendship. In therapy, I get a lot of clients, men and women, all different backgrounds, who, you know, my typical client is in their 30s and 40s. I got my share of college students, 20-year-old and teens and things like that.
That's great. I
But
love
yeah, but the population I'm kind of speaking to is my 30 somethings and my 40 somethings, they appear to be struggling with friendship, right?
Okay.
So, some of them are like, I used to have friends and we're not friends anymore. Or all the friends that I have been crappy. I give to them, but they don't do anything. There's no reciprocation in the
Okay.
relationship, or we just don't align for whatever reason. A lot of people can name no friends, or
So sad.
one or two friends, and they
Yeah.
still feel so lonely and they still feel so isolated. And I'm talking about even people who are in sororities and fraternities.
Yeah.
That's why I really want to talk about this topic, because you could appear to have a bunch of friends and still be super lonely,
Yes.
because a
Yes.
lot of the people are, because I always ask, why are you a part of anything? Well, yeah. Okay. So why are you not nurturing a friendship with the people you're
Yeah.
in an organization with?
Yeah. I mean,
And what's that
I
about?
have, I left New York when I was 18 to come to college in
Yeah.
Texas. And so I came with no friends. Like I knew one person.
Wow.
And most of my life, I have lived in a city, well, in Houston, where my family has lived in New York and in Florida. So
Mm,
I've lived most of my adult life by myself
okay.
without family. So my
Yeah.
friends have become my family. And so for me, that was very important. But honestly, like in the sorority, and I have 41 line sisters. It was 42 of us. Two have passed away. So I have 40 left, or
Mm,
39 left, including me. And honestly, I love my line sisters. My best friend is my line sister, but my other like really close friends, some are Delta, some are not.
yeah.
And so it just, I think, maybe there is like a misnomer that like because you're in a sorority, that means you could have a lot of friends. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to gravitate to the people you're going to gravitate
And
towards.
that's it. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so for me, it's like my friends have been everything to me because I didn't
Mm.
grow up around my family as an adult, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
And I
So,
think
but
about when
were you very diligent at making sure you had friendships, or do friendships kind of come to you
they
naturally?
just kind of come to me naturally. I think because I'm
Okay. Okay.
like a social person,
Yes,
and involved
exactly.
in a lot of different things. The interesting thing though is that I don't just go and be like, "Hi, my name is someone." Like I'm not that person. It seems
Right.
like now I'm becoming more like that. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, if we were
Mm.
involved in certain groups, then we would bond that way, and then they would become my friends over time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it
Okay.
wasn't like I was just going out to meet friends. Like that was never me. But
Yeah.
they would
Yeah.
just gravitate naturally.
Do you think in our 30s and 40s, we're not speaking for ourselves because we have good
Yeah.
friendships, but I know people that probably say the same thing. I don't have that many friends, or it's hard for
Yeah.
me to make friends. Like, are people just not good friends nowadays, or what's going
I think you have to like build your tribe, right? And
on?
I think we try too hard to be friends with people that don't show us worthy to be friends with.
That's it. Yeah.
And there's two things that I always say. You have to think about when people say things like, well,
Mhm.
people don't check on me. When this happened with me,
Yes.
people weren't checking on me.
Yes. 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 Yes.
But everyone's also living their own life. Did you check on them?
There we go. There we go.
Expect reciprocation without the giving of it first.
Uh oh.
And so I get it. Like I get it. If you're giving and giving and someone's not giving back, then you have to make that decision to
Correct. Yeah.
decipher whether this is your
Yeah.
friend or not, or is it that they're in a season and they need you too, or
I
they
was
need
just gonna
space,
say,
right?
part of the issue, friendship is like partnership too, right? It's just like,
Yes.
pick people that align, right? Pick people that align. And it's not always gonna be that way because you grow up, right? So friendship is gonna feel different. Let's just start here. Friendship is gonna feel different as you get older, period.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's for very clear cut reasons. Number one, life gets fuller. So you have to think about it. When we're young, we meet people literally by default. If you're in college, you're gonna meet people. If you go to school every
Hmm.
day, high school, middle school, you're gonna meet people. If you went to church every Sunday as a kid, you met
Yeah.
people. If you had to go to your cousin's house every week, your cousins became your friends.
Yes.
It was sort of baked into our lives when we're younger. Older, that's not happening. You have to be a little bit more intentional about putting
Mm.
myself in places to meet people. But then life is also going on, as you said. People are working, people are getting degrees,
Raising their
people
family.
have children, people are in relationships, people are running businesses, people got their own drama with their own family. And
Hmm.
so that's going to happen by default. I think some
Yeah.
people have trouble with that process. So, like for me and my best friend, we were extremely close in college. We were even roommates, right?
Hmm.
Then
Hmm.
she went off and started life, had a child, and I went on to get my higher degree, master's degree, and doctoral school. So during that snapshot, it wasn't like she was any less of my best friend, but we
Right.
obviously didn't. We didn't talk as much. We didn't see each other as much. Then fast forward, I finally moved back to Houston. We started hanging out more. Then life happens again. I'm starting
Hmm.
entrepreneurship. I'm doing the music industry. She's getting married and having another kid. And we kind of, again, it's like, okay, that's still my best friend, but we're not going to
Yeah.
talk every day. We're not going to hang out
Absolutely.
every weekend like we used to. I think we do a beautiful job of allowing that to ebb and flow. So now that things are slowing down again, plus I got my godson, of course, I want to be
Yeah.
there to see him. So
Yes.
but I do have to be intentional because she got a
Yes.
lot more going on than
And
me, and I
that's
have a
okay
lot going on. Yeah, yeah.
personally that it's not that they
You
don't
have
want to
to
love you
not
or be
take
there.
you have to not take it personally. She will take a
Hmm.
minute to text back because
Yes.
she's got a little one. Did I remind y'all she's a school teacher? She's
Yeah.
got a husband, she's got her mother. And so I give her that grace and not be in my feelings about it because I know that it's not personal
Yes.
to me. But at the same time, when the last ice freeze, whatever happened, and power was out, I was at her house for several days
Yes.
with no
Because you already
questions
know it's
asked. With
understood.
it was understood there was no questions asked. So
Yeah.
I had to let that friendship grow the way that it needs to, right? And
Hmm.
so I think sometimes people take it personally,
Yeah.
and you're going to get in your feelings about it because people don't have the same capacity as you. I have to
Mm.
have that conversation with people all the time. Yes, they want to be a good friend too, but some people just don't have the capacity.
No,
Some people
they
don't have
don't.
the tools. They don't know what it's like to be a good friend. How can people give
Yeah.
you what they don't have? Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think
Yeah.
taking in that, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, I see the same things, and my best friend and I are the same way. We've been best friends since college, over 30 years now. We've
Yeah,
been
that's
best friends.
beautiful.
Yeah, and we do talk, we're also in a friendship group, so the text messages, when I was growing up, we didn't have, cell phones like that.
Don't tell
But
nobody.
now, back in the day, but now it allows you to keep in contact, even if it's a group chat, right? And
That's
then
it.
you guys are,
I could
you know,
check on you. Mhm.
yeah, yeah, you're still keeping in contact. But I love the friends that say, you know what, I've reached out to you and you didn't respond right away, and I'm in my feelings. Like, this bothers me. And I
That's
like that because
dope.
it reminds me, like, you know what, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm getting caught
That's
up in this and this is what's going on, but still, like, yes, let's go to dinner or let's go do this because I
that's
want
right.
to, see you. And so, and I love the
Listen.
friends that are intentional in that way, you
Yeah.
know?
And I
Yeah.
always tell you, I'm not gonna be friends with anyone I can't tell the truth to, because that's
Yes,
another thing I hear. I'm like, well, did you tell them that? Well, no, I didn't. Then they're not your friend. Like if you don't
exactly.
tell them about your dark moments, your celebratory moments, your just I'm lonely and come hang out
Yeah.
with me moment. If you cannot do that with your friend, is that
Mm-hmm.
really your friend?
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me to we also need to understand levels of friendship. It's like back in the day when your mama used to be like, that is not your mama, that's your acquaintance. Your mama
Yeah.
was not wrong. In hindsight,
Yes. They
mama
knew.
was not mama was not wrong. So we
They
have
knew.
acquaintances. I
Yeah.
like you. You got a good vibe going, but it's not deep. If
Yeah.
I see you, great, right? If I see you at the
Mm-hmm.
lounge, I'm gonna sit by you, be like, "What's up?" You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's an acquaintance. Then you have your friends that are there for social things. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of what, like a lot. Like by the way, my best friend is also my sorority sister, but
Mm-hmm.
the other sorority sisters I see more as social friends. Like we're gonna go to brunch together. Girl, it's your birthday. I'm coming to your birthday
Yeah.
party. But we're not having deep
Yeah.
conversations. They don't know my deepest, darkest secrets.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going over their house and chilling like that, right? I love this one. We also have something called functional friends.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think of it in terms of people that sort of just fit into your life, for example, if your both of your kids go to the same school, then you
Yeah.
tend to do things together because we doing
You
things with
have
our kids.
like-minded things together, or
A lot of people are becoming friends with their colleagues now,
mm-hmm,
coworkers, because we go to
mm-hmm.
work every day. And I can remember working at the Harris Center. I was so close to the women there. Now we hardly
Yeah,
talk, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because it was a functional relationship of we're in each other's space. We like each other. We dig each other. So we're functional friends. Or we go to the gym together every day. Like, so you have your friends that are also functional. I like that too. Then the
yeah,
deeper stuff is your emotional friends who are going to be those confidants, who's going to be the one shooting with you in the gym. And they're a part of that inner circle. They
yeah.
know the whole part of, they know all the parts of you,
Yes,
and more importantly, they love and accept them. And
yes.
they love and accept them.
Yeah, and they help you. They remind you who you are, right? I
Come on,
can't tell you
somebody.
how many times I've been in relationships or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and you get caught up in your relationship, and you're talking to your friends about your problems, and you're like, yeah, because they said I'm like this, and I need to do better, and they're like, I'm sorry, what? You are not like that. Like, and they
Yeah.
remind you, like, girl, no. And you
Yeah.
need that. Like, and I always tell, like, if I'm with a partner, I'm always like, my friends are very important to me, and being able to do stuff with them while I'm in a relationship is important, really, for both of us, because I
I love
also
that.
need to be filled in that way too with my friends.
I love that. I
That's
love that. I
so
love that
important.
you value that. I love that you value. I'm glad I'm in the circle, girl.
You're in
Okay.
the circle. And speaking of
The
functional,
circle of trust.
we're in the circle of trust. But Jacqueline too. And
Yeah.
Jacqueline,
I
one of
love
my
her.
best friends, and she's going to be on the show one day.
Yes.
But I met her through work, and she's in DC. So we met on the phone
Oh,
talking because
okay.
we were in a crisis situation at work. And so
That's
we would be
crazy. That's super
talking
dope.
on the phone. Almost every day we had to talk. And then we started calling each other bestie because we were like, hey, bestie, because we knew we were talking every day. And then it just
Love the
merged
story.
from there. And yeah,
Oh my God,
so
I love that story. I did not know that.
yes, that's how we started being. I was talking to her on the phone way before I ever met her in person.
Shout out to Jacqueline. That's the girl.
Yeah.
That's the homie. That's the homie. I love that. And then the other thing that I have to talk to people about, and this is not gonna sound nice, but y'all be weird. People be weird. I don't want to be your friend. You weird. I'm just saying because
It's
people will
true.
sit up there and try to act like it's everybody else, but sometimes you're not making friends because of what you're giving off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
serious, and that's not even just weird. Sometimes people are so pretentious. Like
Yeah.
people get tired of that. We don't want to hear that you got a Lamborghini or that you went on this flight, and that's all that you talk about. Like
Yes.
you're super pretentious. We don't want to hear that. Like,
No.
so some people will sort of distance themselves from
Yeah.
you, and then you'll be like, well, they acting fun.
I'm some people because I don't. I'm some people.
You don't like that kind of stuff. Yeah,
No,
just
I don't. I just want to be genuine. I want to have fun. Let's,
and that's
care for
it.
each
People don't
other.
want pressure. We got
No,
pressure. We got too
exactly.
much pressure.
Yeah.
So I'm urging y'all all also to, like, if you're having this problem, if you're sitting here listening, you're like, ooh, I don't have a lot of friends. I do feel like I can never cultivate those friendships. The first thing, I'm not saying it's you. I'm
Mhm.
saying check in to make sure that it's not you though. Cause sometimes there's a lot of different things. Number one, people don't leave their house. I cannot tell you how many people I'm like, well, how are you supposed to meet somebody? That's a friend or a partner if you don't go anywhere, or
Yeah.
you go to the same places, or you go to the wrong places, right?
Yes. Go to the things that you love. If you love yoga, if you love clay making, whatever, you're
Or
going
you
to
can
meet
find
people that like the things that you like. And that's how you bond in friendship. It's like
the
you have something
building of the
in common.
village, correct.
Yeah.
The village through commonality. So that's
Yeah.
one thing. You don't even know where to be, and then when you are there, you're not talking to anybody, you're in the corner. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's just like check in with yourself, kind of also going back to what you're saying, like, oh, she didn't check on me, but did you check on her? And also,
Yes.
did you let her know that you want her to check on her, that you need
Yes.
that from her, that you
Yes.
desire that from her? And that requires the V word, which we'll have a whole conversation about
Vulner-
another time. What's the word?
vulnerability.
That requires that. And our pride and
Yeah.
ego will not allow us to do that,
No.
right? Like, I don't want her to know that I'm not bothered. But girl, you're bothered. You're
Exactly.
bothered. And you can't hold people accountable for something you didn't make them aware of.
Yeah.
You cannot
100%.
do it. So I'm
Yeah,
urging people to take up space. Like, take up space, say what you want, say what you need. And then if they don't do it, you can say peace. Like, that didn't work. I
exactly,
tried. Go with God, go
exactly,
with love. But you cannot say that if you know you haven't done those things. So
exactly.
check in with yourself, guys, as well. I'm not trying to be shady, but I'm just saying sometimes y'all be weird. That's all I'm saying. It's not hard to make friends, but it's hard to make friends, but it's not hard to make friends, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Right, right. Because if you're in the right
Exactly.
spaces, in the right places, and your energy is right, it gets easier. Yeah.
Correct.
Not saying you won't meet people who don't show up in the way you need them to, but everything is about increasing your odds. So the
Yes.
more I put myself out there, the more it will increase your odds that you will meet
Yeah.
those people. But those people are out
Absolutely.
there. They want to have friends. People want to have friends, okay? But they don't want friends that are more work than what they got to do for themselves.
Absolutely. No, and it is important, especially as you get older, to build your tribe and build the people that you know are going to be there for you. My closest friends I don't talk to every day. You know what I mean? And some I do talk to every day, but the ones that I don't, they don't feel any less slighted because everybody has their own lives going on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
But
it's
as
important.
you said, and I love that you speak so loudly about valuing friendship, because I'm not sure
Mhm.
that people value it in the same way they used to. Again, I'm deeply disturbed when people tell me things that and then they'll be like, my best friend, my best friend. I'll be like, did you tell your best friend that? No. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
No.
I'm so deeply confused of how this is your best friend.
Yes.
And these are
And I
grown
took my
people.
best friend too. My best friend, she was a principal, and now she's like an executive for
Wow.
one of the school districts. And when she was a principal, she was never available. And at one point, I was like, "Are
There's some
you mad
type
at
of way.
me?" Yeah, I was like, "Are you upset with me? Did I do something?" She was like, "Girl, no." And I had to ask her because I was like, "I've been texting you, you don't text back. I've been calling you, you don't call back." And she had to be like, "No, I'm sorry. This is what's going on." And so now we've developed this thing where when we go out to eat, we're like just decompressing about everything that we have
I
going on. And
love
she has
it.
a high stress job as well, so it's like, but I had to tell her like, are we good? Because like I haven't heard from
And
you.
that's all, because you shouldn't talk to people that you should not be friends with people that you can't say, "Are we good?"
Yeah, are we good? Because
I just
and
had the
I was
conversation with
like,
my
oh
best
my
friend.
God, I was
Let's be
so
intentional. Yes, like it's just talk about it. Just talk about it, and don't be friends with people that you can't,
yes.
talk about that way.
If
That's not a
someone
friend.
has a problem with you asking that, that's a problem.
They're not a friend. They're an acquaintance.
No, exactly,
They're somebody that I
exactly,
know.
and that's okay. That's okay.
So, yeah, so let's talk. When I do have someone that I'm trying to cultivate a relationship with, nurture the friendship, what should it look like? I like the word consistency versus things having to be constant. You
Yeah.
can talk to somebody consistently without talking to them constantly. So
Yes.
just because you're not, as we have beautifully illustrated in our friendships that are 20 plus years, you don't have to talk to somebody
Mm-mm.
constantly to be consistent, right? So focus on the intentionality of, well, I touch base with you every Friday or at least 3 times a month or whatever it is for that friendship. Because you're right. If somebody has kids and is a principal and is married, that is hard. That's
Yes.
hard. You cannot
Yeah.
even imagine the nights that that person has, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so consistency and not constant. You don't
Yeah.
have to do that.
Yeah.
I want to know that this person is safe. You should not be vulnerable with people who don't show it to you. I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody says,
Agreed.
because that tells you a lot. Because if
Yeah.
you're feeling safe with them, but they're not feeling safe with you, they're not sharing, that tells me a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
And that can be weaponized against you later on. So be
Absolutely.
careful about people that don't
If
share
there's
at
not an
all.
equal share there, yeah.
That's right. There should be I'm sharing, you sharing. It should not be performative. Let's get
Mm-hmm.
into it. Friendship is not performative. Like, so it's not like okay, internet culture has that, like, oh, we're all going to brunch and we taking pictures. That does not equal friendship.
No.
That
There's
does
so
not
many.
equal friendship.
We went somewhere and these girls were at the table and the whole time they were like taking pictures and taking pictures of their food. I mean, so much of it. And I was like, are you guys even enjoying the time that you're
No,
having together?
no.
Because the whole time they were taking pictures or taking pictures of the food. I was like, oh my
That's a
God.
perfect example of performative instead of
Yeah.
really being in the moment with the person. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Perfect
like,
example.
that does not look fun
I
at
don't
all.
want that. If that's friendship, I don't want it, right? So there
Exactly.
definitely should be mutual effort, which we just talked about. But here's another big one. Friends should celebrate you. I
Yeah.
also have a lot of clients that get sort of these shady comments from friends. Or
Yes. I
let's
mentioned
or
that.
let's say
Yeah.
something great happens in their life. They're not really clapping for them. Which
Right.
what were you going to say about it?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say the same thing that you have to like watch out. Like when you're with someone and they start saying things that you're like, it's like they're saying something nice about you, but low key it's like
Nice
shade and
nasty.
that, yeah, the nice nasty, and
Nice
you're like,
nasty.
if it were me, but girl, go
Clock
ahead,
it.
and it's like, what?
Clock
And
it.
you can feel it and you know it when you hear it. You
Yes,
know it
we're
when
gonna
you
let
hear
it
it.
go once. The second time, we need to pay attention. The third time, we need to address it, and then we need to move on. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
did that feel shady, or am I tripping? Or
yeah.
was
Because
you
those are
coming for
core
me?
issues. That's not
That's
something.
huge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are core issues.
yeah,
That's not something that you can just like, hey, you can talk about it. The likelihood is they're just not going to show that to you the next time, right? But
yes,
you know it's
that's
there.
right. So let's ask a real question.
Okay.
Can you be friends with people who are not quote unquote on your level? Because that can create those kind of situations. So if you struggling all the time and the other friend is an entrepreneur at a Fortune 500 company, can we
Yeah.
have this kind of friendship?
I think you can if you
Mm-hmm.
can keep things in perspective, right? I mean, I think, I have some friends that make a lot more than me, and I have some
Mm-hmm.
friends that don't make, close to what I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you can, as long as it's not where they're envious or jealous or making
Mm-hmm.
comments. If you can tell that they're truly happy for you, whether they have that or not,
Yeah,
there have been friends that
absolutely.
I've helped out, that I've loaned money to, or, things like that. And I don't feel like they're any less friends because I needed to do that.
There you
It is
go.
hard though when you're trying to like travel or do certain things with like a group, and like
And
then
they
there's like a
can't
power
do it.
dynamic a little bit, right?
Exactly.
And that's when it becomes hard.
Yes, my
So
mom
the
has
foundation
trouble
is
with
not
this.
solid.
It's not
Yeah.
solid. My mom
It's
has trouble with this because she is
mhm.
the one. If you got it, if I got it, I want you to have it too. So she's trying to pull these people along with her, then
Mhm.
feel slighted when they don't show up in the same way. And you
Right.
can't do that because they're not where you are. You've been trying to drag them along this whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll help you get that. Oh, I'll help you figure that out. Oh, just do this. But you're not realizing you're dragging them along with you.
Yeah.
And then you feel slighted when they're not in a rush to do things for you.
Yes. There's a reason why,
Fuck it.
right? There's a
That's the
reason.
reason why.
Yeah.
Exactly. So being honest with yourself about that. So you're right.
That's a good
Speaking of
yeah.
honesty, I love the word transparency. Like,
Mhm.
be transparent. Tell people how you feel, tell people what you think, tell people what you want, tell people what you need. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean they have to do it, but they
Mm-mm.
know. They know, and I think that's very important.
Yeah.
And I always love the word grace. You got to give people grace.
Yes.
Never, my favorite thing is to tell people Q-tip. Quit taking it personally. We are all doing this thing called life for the first time, and we all have
Yes.
different levels of things going on. So my initial thought is never to just get upset with my friend if they don't text me back.
Yeah.
My initial thought is, that child probably got caught up in the classroom. Her phone probably didn't die, or she ain't got to see.
Yeah.
If I love you and care about you, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
I'm not,
absolutely.
I'm not just gonna
And if you're
jump to the
really concerned
shady
about
answer.
someone not texting you back, then call them and check on them. Or call
Period.
them and say, hey, I called you. I'm really concerned about you. Can you at least let me know you're okay?
Can you let me
It's
know you're
a
okay?
security thing. Like you can be more secure with your friendships and know that they don't
Exactly.
have to perform for you to love them. Right? So,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And there you go. And that's how
mhm.
you can cultivate those things. But also from a wellness perspective, making sure that the friendship has what you need,
Yes.
right? That the friendship is giving more than it's taking,
Mm-hmm.
right? It should never be taking more
Mm-mm.
than it's giving, ever. I don't care
I
who it is.
remember my pastor's wife once said, and I'll shout out the Church Without Walls, but one time we were having lunch and she said to me, we were talking about, I don't know, it was a friendship. She's always been like a mentor to me. And she said one time, when you're in a friendship, you have to think about how is this benefiting you? And
Yeah,
she was like, and it wasn't necessarily like, it doesn't have to be financially. It's not what I'm saying. She was like, is this benefiting you spiritually? Is it benefiting you emotionally, mentally? Like, does this benefit you to have this person in your life? And
that's right.
ever since then, I always think that about my friendships. Like, how does this benefit me?
My
And not to say that I love my friends. So I know I'm benefiting them because I
I
love
know
them.
that's right.
I have a doubt on that. But are they also benefiting me? Like, is this helpful for me
Yes.
to have this person in my life?
Yeah, yeah. And
You
then the
know?
other thing is a lot of people are cool for that season, but I also find that people in their 30s and 40s begin to look around for deeper and meaningful relationships.
Yes.
So they don't want to just keep going to the hookah lounge with you. They
Yes.
don't want to just, you know what I'm saying? They want
Yes.
meaningful relationships. They
Friendships.
want deeper relationships with substance. As you should. That's a part of
Yes.
the growth journey. And I always tell people, you don't have to stop being friends with those other people. You just put them in the social category, and then
Absolutely.
and then you go and you find you some meaningful relationships.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love the topic of friendship. I would like to see people, now that we're starting to go back outside again, amen.
Yeah.
Think friendships will be getting nurtured more and more now.
I
I'm
hope so.
seeing so many people getting new friends from going to these social meetup things, and
Tired
I'm
of social
loving that.
media. Like they need they need
We
like
needed
person to
that.
person
We
contact.
needed that. We needed that. So guys, I want you to love on yourself. But also, if this is hitting you hard this episode, remember to go and do the self-reflection part first.
Yes.
Who am I? What do I want? What do I need? Am I showing up in a way that attracts that? Are the people in my life providing that? And where do I go from here? Because thoughts are nothing without action, right?
Yeah.
And so we have to be constantly trying to cultivate and manifest the things that we want in life. And if it's that is friendship for you, friendship is a beautiful thing. You should desire that. All of these people like on one deep and all of that. That's not cute. We're
Yeah.
not islands. Friendship is a very beautiful thing. You
But
just
you
have
have
to
to
find the
be the
right one.
friend you want to have.
Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody.
Be the friend you want to
Not to
have.
the wrong people. Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't be the good
Be
friend to the wrong
choosy.
person. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Don't be a
Choosy.
good friend to a bad friend. That don't make sense.
Exactly.
You're just gonna leave empty handed, right? But
Hmm.
when you find, and you only need a couple, might I add that as well. You don't need, we're not in high school. You don't need 10 friends. One or
And
two
most likely
friends,
you're
maybe.
not going to have 10 friends.
No, you
You know,
not.
10 friends that I talk to about everything. Like you said, there's different phases, right?
Yes, yes, because it kind of goes back to what you said. You'll just be in a big group, but the meetings won't be meaningful. So it's
Exactly.
actually good to just have. My mom always said you can count on one hand. If you can count on
Yeah.
one hand, that's a good enough amount. One, two, three, maybe four. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Close
Exactly.
friends, and then you can have the acquaintances, the functional friends as well. Right? So
Great.
I love this conversation. Let us know what you think. And if you have any other ideas or topics, please email us. You can reach us at Ladies Room Pod. That's LADIEZ Room Pod. So Ladies Room Pod at gmail.com. You can also search us up on Instagram at the Ladies Room Podcast. We'll be here next week. Please send us your questions, thoughts, comments, concerns. Also, follow, like, subscribe, and share. We want to keep having these conversations. Anything else for you, Shell?
No, that was it. I love the conversation of friendship. I think that we need to be reminded in life and relationships that friendship is still so important.
Mm-hmm.
I have been a person where back in my past relationships, I was like, this is my relationship, and my friends got neglected, and
Let's go.
not
Yes.
okay. And I also realized like it's not healthy for me either for that to
Yeah,
happen. And so I've learned that my friendships are really so important.
that's right. Yeah. So our takeaway is be the friend that you wish to see, and
Yeah.
also be intentional about identifying who those people are. Until next time, it's your girl Genesis Blue.
And Michelle.
We're going to see y'all
Peace.
next week. Peace.